All right, folks, Jeff Landfield here with the Alaska Landmine to continue our series of interviews with gubernatorial candidates. We're here at the Cars on Huffman, and we're about to get on a party bus and interview Libertarian candidate Billy Toien. Here he comes with his cart of state financial records. He's really excited about that cart. Here he is. Billy, thanks for doing the interview. We're going to get on the party bus, very libertarian style.
Yes, that sounds great.
Tell us about your cart here.
Oh, this is my CAFR cart. This is the state's finances going back to 1987. I'm the only candidate that has actually studied these and realizes that 70% of the income's been diverted off, so we can have fun.
Let's get on the bus and let's do this interview.
Yeah,
okay,
we're going to have fun on the bus with it.
All right, folks, so as I said, I'm joined here by Libertarian candidate for governor Billy Toien. This is our third interview of gubernatorial candidates. We're still waiting for Mike, so we're hopefully going to get that one later. We're on the party bus. Got some folks hanging out with us. You guys want to say hi? Yeah. Hi. And very libertarian style, we're on the party bus and we're talking to Billy Toien, candidate for governor. So Billy, tell me, you ran for governor before, actually. This is your second or third time.
It's actually, let's see, 1, 2, this is 4. This is the fourth time, actually. In 2010, I didn't run, because after the third time, I swore that was the last time. The last time. Not like those other, and this is the last time, not like those other last times.
Can I offer you some wine?
Oh, yeah.
What you got? Grab that over here. Can you hold that glass there?
There we go.
So tell me a little bit about Libertarian. A lot of folks nowadays are talking about Libertarian as kind of a live and let live, and in this time of the parties are fighting each other a lot. Tell me why the Libertarian Party is appealing to young people and to basically everybody.
Well, because so far things have gone in the direction of more and more.
I thought I was sorry about that.
More and more control, more and more restrictions, more and more taxes. The right will have, the Republicans will do this for you, the Democrats will do that for you, and the result has been a constant piling up of hair. Oh, thank you. Oh, Bear Creek Court, my favorite.
Careful with that.
Okay.
Hand that off to my guy back there. All right, so again, getting back to this. Libertarian Party and the Libertarian philosophy.
Yeah, so it's actually just been a constant piling up of more bureaucracy, more taxes, more restrictions from what's become now one party with two names. And now people are ready for a change from that. It's gone as far as it'll go. Libertarians offer you self-government. In other words, no one is more qualified than you to decide what to do with your money and how you live your lifestyle.
So the conventional wisdom here in this race is everyone's saying basically it's a three-way race. It's a three-way: Walker, Dunleavy, Begich. But on the ballot, you're on the ballot, it's a four-way race.
Right.
So how much, when you hear three-way race, does that bother you? Does it?
Let me take it a step further than bothered me. I filed a grievance against the Department of Administration for being complicit in manipulating election results.
For like an APOC?
I filed it with APOC, and now they have rejected it, which is to be expected. They have done this, and I've got both statutes.
What was your grievance?
The grievance is that these are unreported, non-monetary contributions to favored candidates. When all candidates are included, it's a news story. And I have a chapter and verse. I don't have the grievance copy with me. And then the other is a business cannot be advertising a candidate. So many of the news media agencies are businesses. That's one violation. The other violation is the unreported non-monetary contribution. And this actually is, I know, I'm watching it, misrepresenting to the people and into thinking that there is only 3 candidates. So that's what the grievance is about. I will be appealing it soon.
So one of the things you've talked about in a lot of the events, and you've been to most of the events.
Oh, yes. Which brings me back to the first one. They've shown, Dunleavy has not shown a number of times, and I was in a number of these events. There are some very fine media outlets, yourself included.
Thank you for that.
But some of the others I have shown Baggage Walker and Dunleavy's face when Dunleavy wasn't present and I was present, so that's misrepresenting my face.
Did you tell them, like, hey, where's my picture? Where's my...
Yeah, and well, it's too late now because they were misled. Some of these people were good enough to include me, but still, that is a misrepresentation of my face. When they put Dunleavy's face, he's not there and I am. So coming back to this, yes, I have been to the Chamber of Commerce. I've been to the NAACP, where Dunleavy did his second.
I didn't go to that one, but I heard the NAACP was a really good energy there. I heard it was a great
forum and great people, and that's where, because it was his second no-show, he had no show at the Performing Arts Center.
I was at that one, right?
Yeah, that was the previous one.
That was the one where you gave an interesting answer. I think you actually gave the right answer on a question about if there's violence against a family member, if there should be additional penalties or additional charges brought. And you said, you know, Libertarian style, what'd you say? You said, we're all individuals.
It was actually police officer, and that was at the NAACP forum. My gosh, violence or killing of a person is a human life. There is not one human life that's greater or lesser than another one. So that was at the NAACP forum. And then I went where they didn't have a chance to make a name tag for me, so I taped my bumper sticker over Dunleavy.
I saw that.
Yes.
I saw that.
And I didn't want to keep doing that, but in Juneau, I did a mic check. When they did a mic check, is Mike? No, I checked Mike, he's not here. Right. Okay. Well, I thought when you said you're doing a mic check, no, Mike's not here. Cheech and Chong. Yeah, Cheech and Chong. So anyway, the last question I had was, are you afraid, because there's only 3 of you here, and a major candidate's not here, that it might be splitting the vote where somebody could get in with like 38%, and that's not really the majority speaking? So I had them pass it over to me. I take my bumper sticker over again, placed it next to mine, and said, I will consolidate the vote. Bring his votes over here, and I will be
So I think the best line you've had was at the chamber debate, when you made the, tell me what you said about throwing, some people say voting for you is throwing their vote away.
Yes, because many people, like we discussed earlier, are very much in touch with libertarian principles, very much ready for it, and very much ready for an ordinary guy like me, not a professional politician. But they told me, they say, oh, I'd love to vote for you, but that would be throwing my vote away. Well, if everyone threw their vote away by voting for me, I would win.
That's so funny. When you said that, the whole crowd, the whole audience laughed.
I know.
So you've talked to all these events I've seen you at. Your whole thing is the budget. You have your CAFR card. You have the analysis of the budget. Is that pretty strong?
No, it's too weak.
I thought it was the wine.
Way too weak.
Because that was your choice.
Way too weak. It's about the whole of the comprehensive.
Or the wine or the budget?
Not the budget is too weak.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the wine. Wine looks pretty good.
Right. Budget is too weak. That's the budget is Kool-Aid. This wine is good. The budget is Kool-Aid.
So you think there's a structural problem with the budget?
No.
No.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that's drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but thinking that, and you can't be faulted. Most people are drinking the Kool-Aid. What I am not talking about is the budget. I'm talking about the comprehensive finances of the state, the CAFR card.
I'm going to just stop. Can we turn the heat down? It's hot as shit here. Can we turn the down? It's the 26 one.
Jeff, do you want to grab me another brewski there?
Yeah. Thanks, break.
Yeah,
Move that down to like 18 or something. And then we get some music going?
I have the new iPhone. They don't have the whole soundtrack.
Do we have some? I have my phone. Hold on. We'll start in a second. Back up in a second. get the heat down. It's hot in here. Is it just me? It's hot in here, baby. We're gonna take care of that.
It's getting hot.
And let's get some music going. Anybody want a beer? I got mine right here.
It's getting hot. Take off all your clothes.
All right, so we're working on the music. Let's go back to the budget.
Once again, not the budget. Not the budget. The comprehensive finances of the state. The budget is only a 25% corner of the state's finances. The total assets of the budget are like about $18 billion. The total, then there's another $64.5 billion off budget. The revenue coming in is about 70% off budget. So in other words, it would be like hyper-analyzing a corner of this limo bus and finding out what revenue goes in and out of that corner.
But we do. I mean, we do have a deficit. We do.
No.
We have in the last 5 years. They've gone through almost all of the savings accounts.
No.
14 billion.
Incorrect.
There was $16 billion in the constitutional budget reserve and the statutory budget reserve. Now that's down to about $2 billion.
Kool-Aid.
So where'd the money go? Where'd the money go?
Kool-Aid. We have plenty of money. That's everybody's been conditioned. Words are boxes to put brains into. Okay, everybody's been conditioned to think inside a 25% corner called the budget. Most of the state's revenue, and I have it in the CAFR, in the independent auditor's own words, that was available to pay day-to-day operating costs of the state have been diverted into off-budget cash pool.
What do you mean off budget? That's something that's
outside of the budget.
Not in the budget that we
not
see.
Not in the budget. It's off budget. Most people don't.
So where's it accounted? Where's it accounted for?
It's accounted in the CAFR under the off-budget entities. There are some legitimate off-budgets, like public employee retirement. The permanent fund is supposed to be off-budget. So. But it should be maybe 4 or so legitimate off budgets, but over 33 years, there's over 50 of them. Cash pools bringing in revenues in the billions that are no longer available to pay the day-to-day operating costs of the state. When these are redirected back in the general fund, there's going to be no deficit. There's going to actually be enough for too much government.
Let's move on to crime.
What's that?
Let's move on to crime.
Okay.
Crime is an issue everybody's concerned about in Anchorage, all over the state, but I think Anchorage is, kind of one of the places where it's most affected. As a libertarian, what are your ideas on crime? Solving crime, dealing with crime, violent crime, and then non-violent crime? Because libertarians, I think, have a different view on non-violent crime.
Well, first off, any law that puts people who have harmed no one into a cement cage is completely evil. Repeal all such Nazism immediately. Now, there are people that are dangerous, okay? And that needs to be dealt with. Also, there needs to be an uninfringed right of self-defense of every free person.
So libertarians kind of, when I think of myself in a lot of ways as libertarian, it's I would say a live and let live philosophy.
In the nutshell is live and let live. The libertarian philosophy, if it were a church, it isn't, but if it were, it would have one commandment and one commandment only. Thou shalt not initiate force or fraud against thy neighbor, and it would end right there.
To me, that seems like a pretty good philosophy. And who could disagree with that? But I guess libertarians would say, in the sense of taxes, without you don't pay your taxes, they will forcibly either make you or put you in jail. You don't, follow some law. The government has force against you. So it's not just individual force; it's governmental force, right?
We are opposed to the only difference is when the government does it, they have a badge. When the freelance socialist holds up a liquor store, he doesn't have a badge. He don't need no stinking badges to do what he do. But then when somebody does have stinking badges, essentially they can be a part of the same kind of robbery.
So tell me about, you have some interesting businesses you've talked about in our Election Central for the primary interview. Tell me about your businesses, your macaroni?
Vegetable macaroni, yes. Well, like for instance,
Bring some?
whoa, there's some along with a lot of campaign buttons they hand out here.
I'm gonna take one of those campaign buttons later.
Here, let's open this. Just a minute. Let me open my sack up here. Just a minute.
Watch that.
You can hold my hand while I hold my wine while I work with my sack.
We'll keep rolling.
Just a minute.
Work with your sack.
I'm working with my sack.
I see the double entendre. Yeah, it's
Okay.
pun, no pun intended.
Oh no, absolutely. So
I love that sweater, by the way.
Oh yes,
Very libertarian.
yes, it is. I noticed that it's quite libertarian.
Oh, don't you dare. You keep it on your side.
So
You gotta keep it over there.
these will be presents for you to try. Some of the first batches.
So you make this macaroni?
Yes, and there we go. Here's some colloidal gold for you.
Is that some like is that some essential oils? What is that?
No, that's colloidal gold. It's in one of the noodles.
Okay.
So I'll stash you one of the buttons here. In just a minute. Let me show them my sack here. Just a minute.
All right, guys, he's gonna show you something here.
I gotta show you my sack. And pass it out. Okay.
All right.
Pass this around.
Take a button.
Some buttons. Okay. We all gotta put on the buttons. Okay. So now back. Okay.
Rewind back.
Okay. Okay. So.
They like you. Maybe have some voters here. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, they really enjoy my sack and what's in it. So
I'm just gonna take a quick pause here. What's up with the heat situation and the music? Is that right?
the heat's good.
Okay, the heat. We're smoking out here. Maybe it's my suit.
I think it's probably the suit.
Also, the music would be great if we had some music going in the background. All right. Thanks, Sewell. All right, so we got the macaroni. Tell us about that, and then the blimps.
Okay, so the macaroni, let me just touch on this, is gluten-free. It's whole rice, which is a whole food. Lentil,
Trying to get it so I can see into the back of the bus a little bit.
chives and spinach. The tan noodle has colloidal gold.
You produce these.
I'm producing this. I'm producing the first. It's kind of on a little bit of hold while I'm running for governor. It's actually what I would be doing if I weren't
So you have
running.
like a factory, or you have like a...
I've contracted out the pressing of the noodles, okay? I had been contracted out, now I'm going to switch to having my own factory. Okay.
In Anchorage.
In Anchorage. Possibly renting a commercial kitchen.
So what about the dirigibles,
Yeah,
the blimps?
so then proceeds from this will go to fund the Alaska Dirigibles, the limited partnership.
Yeah, this is like a blimp, right?
Yeah, rigid frame blimp. There's blimps, and then Zeppelins are known as rigid frame. All
Helium or hydrogen?
right now, legally, can only use helium. However, I do see hydrogen as the gas
So,
of the future.
You told me something in the Election Central, which was interesting. I actually looked this up. The Hindenburg, it was the paint,
Yes, absolutely.
but the hydrogen didn't help.
No, the hydrogen burned mostly above the ship. No, not one person was burned by hydrogen. Period.
So the
They
paint,
were-
the paint
the paint
ignited.
and burning furniture and walls like a house fire.
There has been in the past, a couple years ago, a dirigible conference. Yeah, baby. There has been there was a couple years ago a dirigible conference in Anchorage where
Oh,
they
yes,
talked about
more than
using
one.
these blimps to oil and gas maybe, or transport. So is that like I mean, it sounds kind of, your blimp, I think about like a long time ago.
Now, more than one conference here in Anchorage, been conducted by my good friend Barry Prentice. He's a professor of supply chain management out of Winnipeg. He's held them in Winnipeg, multiple ones in Anchorage. I went to Seattle for another one that he's scheduled. It's essentially along the lines, and this was a 1981 report, was commissioned by the legislature.
That really is an 81. I mean, that looks like an 81.
State Research Agency Report 8012.
This was printed in 81, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a copy. That is yours to keep, by the way.
Really?
I mean, that's a copy. I had this was before the internet. I dug it out of the legislative archives, so it's not just me blowing smoke. It can be used as an adjunct to a gas pipeline, to redirect gas elsewhere, to make it more flexible.
So how'd you get hooked up to the blimp? Is it dirigible or dirigible? I've heard both.
The word is dirigible. Dirigible, that's one of the words.
I feel better saying dirigible.
Dirigible, because dirigible covers all the way from rigid, semi-rigids, blimps. Dirigible are
So these are
basically
lighter than air.
lighter than air, but not a balloon, because they have aerodynamic shape, they have power, and they have steering.
Okay, so getting back to the campaign, what's your 30-second elevator pitch? When you meet somebody and say, I'm Billy Toien, I'm running for, I'm going to say, hi, I'm Jeff, you're Billy, tell me why I should vote for you.
Because I'm an ordinary working person, just like you. As far as political experience, I've never been a part of the problem. We need, and I am the only one that has actually addressed the comprehensive finances of the state and determined the word budget is only a cup of Kool-Aid. I can put the finances back into order, back pay your permanent fund, and give you your freedom back. Two ways of governing. If it gives you your money back and your freedom back, I'm for it.
Let's talk a bit about the permanent fund. What's your view on the permanent fund? The veto, and then, going forward.
The permanent fund, it's all in my pledge, okay, is to be restored to its historic calculation. Number one.
So you want to restore it?
I want to restore the permanent fund.
What about the money that was vetoed the last 2 years?
And then back pay all the monies stolen out of the permanent fund.
So are you worried about how much that's going to cost?
Once again, maybe I should. The reason I'm running is one big thing. I am going to address all issues, crime, opioid, whatever else is in there. But the one big thing, let me get out my one big thing, okay? I'm going to show you my one big, excuse me.
Your one big thing.
Yeah, I'm going to whip this out right now, okay?
Do it, baby. You're in a safe space here.
Okay, so.
Can we get some music going? Is there an option for music or no?
Oh,
hey. We have hello. You want to introduce yourself to them? Hi.
Oh, I gotta see if I can make it across
We're
here
gonna get some music going here. We got
Wow.
DJ Ashley. Is it Ashley? He's whipping his thing out. We got Ashley coming up.
Yeah, I gotta whip this. Just a minute.
I don't know. It's getting.
Can you hold my wine?
Yeah, I can hold my wine. It's getting pretty loose. This is actually my favorite interview I've ever done. I mean, this is how all interviews should be done.
How all interviews should be done. Now, excuse me. Let me whip this thing.
Nice.
Oh man. Okay. So now I got my.
What's more wine, or you want to wait till you're?
Right now,
I'm going to refill. I'll take care of you.
Still good with this. Now, my one big thing is restoring the state's whole finances, putting them back in order, where the so-called budget deficit doesn't amount to a hill of beans, and restoring the permanent fund. Okay. So here we go.
We're gonna take a quick break.
We're gonna take a quick break before I show you my thing.
I was kicking ass for years.
There we go.
If we're gonna do a wine refill, let's do it on camera.
What's that?
If you want a wine refill, just let me know and I'll
Not yet.
we'll do it on camera. I'll get you from the other side.
He'll get you on the camera when you're ready.
Okay.
Back to this budget.
Okay. So this is my pledge that I have signed. It's available to all the other candidates. A couple of local election candidates signed it, but none of the other gubernatorial candidates. So my pledge to protect and restore the permanent fund, oppose taxes, and to restore and protect the whole of the state's financial assets and incomes. It's a 7 points. Number one, protecting the permanent fund using its historic calculation.
So there's 7 total.
Huh?
7 total points.
7 separate pillars.
Okay. 7 additional.
Well, this is the title of the pledge, and those are the 7 points. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, number one, protecting the PFD using its historic calculation, along with back pay to the Alaskan people of all PFD monies taken from them. Now, private businesses hide their losses to their stockholders. The state hides its profits. So, 2, monies historically destined for the general fund, known as the budget, that have been diverted into off-budget cash pools are to be redirected back into the general fund to become available, again, for the day-to-day operating expenses of the state. Number 3, a forensic audit of all off-budget trust and agency funds, along with a list of every stock, bond,
Instead of reading through, can we, is it on your Facebook page?
and other investments. Yes, I just wanted to get this across because this is the whole reason. Just these, okay? Forensic audit of all these off-budget. Number 4, year-end off-budget account surplus balances are presently listed as assets. This is wrong. Recategorize those profits of what they really are, excess revenue. Number 5, change the law so no account can ever convert yearly profits into off-budget assets ever again. Oppose all new taxes and consider a layer-by-layer repeal of existing taxes as the off-budget assets and incomes are recovered and redirected back into the general fund. Now, on number 7, being as there may be enough monies redirected back into the general fund to fund too much government, 7, then, after the state's day-to-day operational needs are met, consider a distribution of these excess profits to the people of Alaska every year in addition to the permanent fund.
Billy, I will say you have a very specific pledge there.
A very specific,
very detailed, very specific pledge.
It's a very specific. This is my one big thing.
We're wrapping up here. I want to thank you for the interview. I mean, this is, what are your thoughts about this interview style?
This is probably one of the best interviews ever.
This is about as libertarian as it gets.
It's very libertarian. I felt very relaxed. I think actually, if they would show up, you know, I would love to see other candidates in there. And some more. Bear Creek, Alaska, my favorite. Man, and this makes it even better.
Give me. I want to let you close out. You know, your last kind of pitch or statement. Tell people again why they should vote for Billy Toien, and you know, like why you're the best candidate in the race.
The reason you should vote for me is we've had enough of the one party with 2 names. The reason you should vote for me is I'm the only one that can put the state's finances back in order, and a detailed breakdown of this will be available online in another week where everybody can read it. I'm the only one addressing that. I'm the only one that wants to give you your freedom back, your money back, and your life back. So I'm asking you to throw your vote away. Throw your vote away, vote for me. I will win, you will win. It'll be a win-win-win situation.
I like that, Billy. Thank you for coming to this. Thank you for doing this. Folks, I want to say thanks again for tuning in to our 3rd installment of gubernatorial interviews with candidates. Mike Dunleavy, we're hoping to close it out with you, buddy. So have your folks get a hold of me. I'm still waiting. We are very excited about the 4th interview. Tune in next time, folks. This is Jeff Landfield with Billy Toien, Alaska Landmine. We'll see you next time. A big thanks to Bach Transportation, Billy Toien for being so cool with the weirdest interview I've ever given, all the people who came along for the ride, and the Landmine crew for putting this together.